Yo, what's good? MGG here, and you just stepped into the Decent Crew chapter reviews. This is where the Decent Crew reviews and discusses the manga chapters that came out this week. So why don't y'all just sit back, relax, and run it.
Sun sizzling through my window. I peep the tempo. You toke up on the endo. When life comes to crescendo, we play the smooth. I got the heart to make it. I'm Liam Neeson for my people. Mine ain't for the taking. Talking kindness. Some get blinded.
Into this fairy tale, 510, 511. So major points in 510 was like the end. Maybe end is a demon because what's his thing? He said him and Natsu have the same smell, but it could either be because he's a demon or just because they were made the same way.
Didn't we know that End is a demon?
Sorry, not End, Rakeid.
Oh.
That's what I meant to say.
You know, I did not know
like
that guy's
Rakeid
name. I did not know his name.
It's hard to remember. Like I just
swear
remember
to
the
God,
last
I
name.
did not know his name.
And then Natsu got his memories back. And then there might be another Dragon Slayer, and then that was just more of like Sting's first like fight with Rakeid, where he was like eating his magic. In 511, it was just like a continuation of that fight, and then Sting becomes like Shadow Light Sting. So the question I had from 510 was like, who do y'all think that dragon was that killed all the motherfuckers? Because I don't think it was Acnologia, because I felt like Zero would have killed him by now.
I don't think, huh? First of all,
what are you talking about? What dragon that killed all those motherfuckers?
So, in the flashback
he
of the memories or whatever, yeah, the dragon who killed Jerry's family.
Oh, right.
Because I would suggest it was Acnologia.
It did look kind of like him, though.
That's what I'm saying, but I would feel like by now, Zerif would have been like, my goal is, like, we would have understood, like, his goal. Is it?
Yes, like that's
I thought I was supposed to just say fuck it. Like
the whole. Remember, like a while ago, they were talking about this.
I remember they were talking in that cave
between. Yeah, like they don't like each other. They don't fuck with each other.
I don't like each other, but I feel like by now Zerif would have been killed.
I don't think
Zerif
can't beat him.
He can't kill him.
Zerif can't beat him.
He ain't strong enough.
I can look at stronger.
So maybe it was him then.
Yeah, I'm thinking it may.
Because if it's not him, they got to introduce a whole nother powerful ass dragon we don't know about. So.
But we do know that he
It was just some basic ass dragon.
The Acnologia is stronger.
Huh?
I think they did say Acnologia is stronger. It's
That's,
just that
Zerif is fucking stupid.
Yeah, so he can't kill him. I mean, but I think Acnologia is still stronger though.
This nigga should be beating his ass right now. Like, alright, and then I thought it was cool to see the like the flashback of them all as kids and shit. And figure out that like, oh, okay, they was kind of like they all knew each other before this shit, and then they kind of still ended up acting like how they acted as kids. I just want to figure out who the hell, if there is another Dragon Slayer, who could it be? But it's gonna suck that it's a female. I think. I feel like her powers is not gonna be as good or as
because of your theory that every female character gets her powers.
Except Air's is the only one who might be breaking that stereotype. But at least in fairy tale,
I think in any anime I ever read,
they usually suck, right?
Not just in fairy tale. I mean in manga. Like,
that's what I'm saying. In general, I think it's
shonen. I should say.
No, you're right. I think so.
All females suck except Erza. She would be the one.
She might be, but I'm not even gonna say that because she might be the one that's about to break it. That's not confirmed.
Well, you're talking about only female characters that are part of the main character's crew, right? Because you're not talking about all female characters, right?
I mean, I can see how there might be some exceptions if they're not in the main character's crew.
Yeah, I mean, if they're like a villain or like something like that.
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
But if they're a main character, usually
or a good guy, usually a good guy, female, no way.
Let's don't say female. Females is a derogatory term. Apparently,
a female
women. They say that's what they like these days.
I mean, but they're not all grown.
I mean, you saw I cut that shit.
They're not all grown. Like Wendy, for example, they're not all adults. A lot of these are teenagers.
Who?
And these manga that we
I mean, all the guys are teenagers too, but the guys still be strong as fuck.
Yeah, but we're not calling them men. We're calling them boys or guys.
So
girls, whatever.
Little girls? No, I guess
you can say females. I don't care. You can say females.
But yeah, either way, I just like think, like for example, like Uraka or whatever in Boku no Hero. I felt like if a guy had her power, I brought it up. Like if a guy had her power.
Well, there is somebody who had
the gravity chick.
Well, there is somebody who had a power very similar to her, Shiki, in One Piece. His power was just like hers.
Oh, but he was in the movies, right? You talking about Ghost?
So
I didn't watch that, but I'm guessing he was broken in there though.
Yeah, but still, he had a power very similar to hers.
Was he broken?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you're trying to say like confirm what we're trying to say?
Yeah, I'm trying to confirm that power can be used to make you strong as fuck.
I mean, we didn't see him do anything, but they said he fought Garth and fucking Sengoku. So
he
fought both of them at the same time.
Like in the lore.
That's
like in the canon part one, because they brought him up like before they did the movie. Like
yeah,
in the actual story.
So he
so
is
I'm saying,
actually
is this
real.
in the story?
Yeah, it's in. And that's when he was young too. So I mean, I guess he gotta be up there.
Oh, okay. Because I remember they was talking about him in the Impel Down arc. That's like was like he was the only one that got out.
Oh yeah.
And then that's why the whole movie thing came out because that's supposed to be the story.
Oh, so that shit's real. Never mind. You take it back.
No, the movie is still not canon. I don't think.
No,
it's
but
just
I mean
all
like, that story of him
it.
like fighting like because that's how he went to jail because like he fought them but he lost.
But was that in the movie or in the story?
I think they may have said it in the movie or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Even more similar. The Admiral guy, which controls gravity.
We still don't understand.
Oh, Fujitora? Yeah, but that could be his sword, is what they were saying.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think it's
his sword.
Yeah, they were thinking it might be. It might actually be his sword. That's
I think so too. Because every time he does some shit, he uses the sword. He never like punch somebody and they drop down. Like he uses the sword. I think the sword may be a devil fruit. I don't know.
What they should do whenever they introduce a new character in One Piece,
I'm not saying that.
they should just kick them into a lake.
I mean, we know.
And then if they go, we're like, okay, cool, confirm that a devil fruit, so we know it's something else that's making that power.
I thought I saw him just standing there, and then shit was just coming down.
And he probably using the sword. Like,
I think he might have been using sword. Because I think when Zoro ran up on him or something,
he
used like his sword.
He like slashed him and then like, I don't know, you could be wrong.
And we do know that you can put devil fruits in the weapons. Yeah. Like we've seen this happen. So
remember the elephant sword? Shitty.
Yeah, and obviously that would be. I think gravity sword would be better to give to an admiral than. Like it makes sense as like we should give this to like one of the strongest people in the verse versus like fucking what was his name, Spanda? I know the dude who had the elephant sword, whatever his name was. But yeah, and then what else? To fairy tale stuff, I noticed that like Fro didn't eat anybody. I don't know if that was like something that should have been called out as. Like,
I don't think
cool.
any of them did, right?
No, they all did. They were all taking a bite out of each other. No, he did. He took a bite out of.
One was like, oh, I usually eat with Fro.
Yeah, that's Fro.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that was hell. Oh, and
that's what I'm saying. I thought maybe that was like, oh, she got some willpower.
But that kind of shows that he has a strong power of will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I thought.
But didn't the other one say something like?
That nigga was eating Sting.
I thought he said, if you Sting, I'll let you eat me, or something like that.
Yeah, but like Sting was chomping on his head, and he was chomping on Sting's arm.
Yep.
They said in the beginning, and like the next scene, it was like he was eating on him, he was eating
I thought he just let Sting.
Yeah. Fro was the only one, and Fro was creepy as hell, because he walked up to Rakeid.
Yeah, like he
and
was like
said that
glass.
shit. Yeah, I was like, you fucking weird.
Yeah, Fro is creepy as hell.
Yeah. And then, what kind of powers you guys think Sting and Sting's gonna get with this new?
I mean, the same shit. You're just gonna have like half light, half dark. It's gonna be kind of weak to me.
Yeah, he shouldn't end up strong enough to beat Rakeid, man.
I just hate that those two powers are put in those two people. Like they're weaker than Gajeel and Nacho. Because I'm always a fan of like light versus dark stuff, especially in like anime and manga. But like when they put it in Sting and Rogue, I'm like, oh, you guys are automatically weaker, so I can't even put like respect on this.
I don't see why the fire guy is the strongest. Like fire doesn't seem like usually the strongest thing to me. It never is to me.
But that
it never
fire and
seems
light
like fire.
fusion might be awesome though. If he ate some of Sting's
he got fire and lightning right now though.
No, but I mean, it'd be like a holy fire kind of shit. If it was fire, lightning, and holy all together, though, it's a wrap. He's basically a guy at that point.
Fire would be useless. Just like with the lightning and the light.
I mean, what you're saying is he'd essentially be that one Dragon Slayer buddy who got murked by.
He was a real Dragon Slayer though.
Yeah, but he still got.
We're talking about the one that had like 7 shits in him.
Yeah,
but you know they don't be like really strong. The fake ones don't be as strong as the real.
I don't know because they try to put respect on Lax's name. That's the weird part to me.
He was the strongest one on their continent before he left.
You're right, Laxus is except. I mean, what else?
And remember, like when they were all on the vehicles, Laxus was like they just showed that Laxus got affected too.
Oh yeah, back in the tournament arc,
which was trying to like kind of creep me out because I'm like, what are you trying to say
like, don't tell anyone or something like that.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you trying to say?
I was happy for him though. They leveled him up a little bit in that statement.
I'm just mad because I'm just like, why couldn't they just make all these fake Dragon Slayers real ones? Because there's just two. There's got to be way more than just like 3 dragons in the world. Like that decided to train people at least. I don't know. I feel like those 7 just.
I mean, I don't think it was a thing. People did much. I think they because remember they were doing something to send them to the future. Mm-hmm. They only did that to do that. I think so. I think that's what.
My other question is, how do we know how those other people got met up with the dragons? Because Zerif is like, I created you, and then I just said, "Yo, Igneel, take this dude." But what about the other ones? Like, are they all also demons, or like? Because I'm trying to figure out the connection. Like, where the fuck they get the rest of these kids? Like, Natsu got dropped off. But then how did Geo meet his person?
Probably some same lonely shit. They like some lonely, parents or something, or like some.
I thought it was gonna be some weird experiment. Like they all might be some type of weird.
Then who would experiment on them besides Zeref?
That's what I'm saying.
You think Zeref experimented on all of them?
Maybe.
They're all one big family. That would be funny as hell. They all
him and Natsu.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
Rakeid got the same smell as Natsu, so I guess that is saying because, like they're different.
No, that's because they were both created from that ethereal.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to say that because he said that, maybe that's saying like, okay, because technically if they were all like had the same kind of backstory, they would all smell the same.
Wait, I don't
think you can say like you smell like us.
Wait, so could it be that Zeref and damn, what's the name of the fairy tale chick?
Wendy?
No,
which one?
The one who started Fairy Tail.
Mavis.
Could it be that they didn't actually fuck and that they just worked together to create? They tried to create the perfect child, and they just made him in a capsule. That's why they were calling. He was calling Mavis his mother because she helped to create him.
Yeah, like maybe her DNA is somehow in him, but not necessarily like
exactly.
I see what you're saying. I think that makes more sense.
So that might be a possibility.
I'll make sure that this gets cut in.
And then they put in some type of fail safe in which only a specific power from her would be able to shut him down. So that's why essentially he has the same smell as Natsu, and he's the child of Mavis and Zeref.
Toriko's over, so now you're trying to be a
hold on. I don't get why do they have the same smell then? Why?
Because they were both created from the Aetherius capsule. So when Natsu died, Zeref brought him back to life by putting him inside this, kind of like one of those containers that has like strange juices flowing all through them that they have in every weird movie. Basically, that's how Natsu was brought back to life. Yeah. But I'm thinking that maybe he brought Rakeid from basically a small cell and just grew him as kind of like a scientist, kind of like what we can kind of say Judge might have done with Sanji and the rest of his kids.
It makes sense because Mavis, she still is in the body of like a 12-year-old, so she may not be able to have children.
Yeah, that's why I knew that that's why I knew that he was going to agree with it.
But yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't see no other big points are coming to me, so I will go ahead and give this. I'm gonna give it a decent as hell because I actually
is this
like
5/10?
Interest. Huh?
Is this 5/10?
I'm gonna give both. I'm just gonna give a combined rating for them because it's like they're kind of dependent on each other. So as like a whole chapter, I give it a decent as hell. I think like it was cool to see like to fill in some of those gaps of memory, even though like it added to the story, but it didn't add a whole lot. Like I still feel like there's a bunch of questions I have about why that group was formed and how they met, but I guess he said they explained it already.
I mean, I don't think they explained it. I mean, but I thought, I think
he was like, I told you all this shit before, so I'm just gonna tell you this other part.
Oh, that's what Zeref said?
Yeah, like when you saw him, he was like, you know the rest of it, so I was like, I guess I forgot.
Yeah, because they were like, they brought the Dragon Slayers just to send them to the future so they can defeat whoever that was. What arc was that?
Yeah, that was like right after the turn.
Yeah, I'm trying to
where Future Rogue came. I think.
Yeah, they did it just for that.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, whatever.
But yeah, I stick with a decent self for that one.
I give it a decent. It wasn't like memorable. I mean, we didn't learn much. It's just that they all knew each other, which isn't a big deal to me. I would like to know how the other guys met up with dragons, but other than that. I didn't really like the stinging, what's the dude's name?
Rope.
No, I mean, I didn't like that either.
Rakeid?
Yeah, Rakeid. I didn't like their fight. It's kind of silly. I didn't like the eating each other thing. It's kind of dumb.
And he was beating his ass, though, once he found... I thought that was kind of smart. Like, when he was eating his magic and he said, oh, well, I got these hands.
I wanted to level up on his own some more. Like, but then Where the fuck did Roll come from? It doesn't make sense. He said somebody sent him to
Mask.
He said Masked?
No, but Mask is the only person with that ability
I know of. What's this thing a Masked?
That's what I thought. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh,
he
this
said
is
I thought he said Mistress, so I assume he mean that bitch from that crew, right?
Did you mean the Erza's mom or
no,
the chick with the buns,
who used
the two
to
buns
be
in her hair?
she used to be evil, but then she turned good.
Oh, her.
That's what I thought he meant, but
does she have that power?
No, but and then how would she know like Sting is in trouble? And then
their saber-tooth connection, I guess.
And he came he said to feed himself to like Sting or something like that.
Gee, we need more masters in this fight now that
shit
I'm
was
thinking
dumb.
about it.
I'm like, that shit was dumb. Sting is a master.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sting is a master. It'd be cool if that guy who they beat up was there, though. But, I mean, there's too many young masters out there. Like, what happened to that whole old squad of niggas that was fighting, back in the day? Like, the only one I've seen is the stupid perfume guy, and he's, like, a joke character.
Yeah, he is.
What old guys?
Like, all the old, masters. Because remember, they even, had, a hint, they tried to, foreshadow, their backstory or whatever. Like, when they all met up, they all had gone through their own little separate struggles to form their, separate guilds. But, all the good guild masters, there's one, chick with wings on her back. Or dude, some ugly motherfucker with wings.
Talking about the fat bald dude?
Yeah, that guy.
I assume they're weak because they're not in the 10 Saints.
I mean, but we already saw what happened to those motherfuckers. They got curb stomped.
And exactly, they're not even in the 10 Saints, and the 10 Saints got their ass murdered.
I just feel like it's like they should have used them to fight a lot of the motherfuckers, pair with some of these young niggas and kill a lot of these motherfuckers in Zerg's crew, and then just have Natsu and finish it off at the end.
Niggas.
Yeah, but they're doing it with all these young cats, and I'm just like, you really Sting and Rogue. It's like Natsu and Gajeel beat you in this.
I mean,
and Rakeid is supposed to be epically strong. I don't think he's in the top 5 or top 3 of that crew. So I'm even with your fusion, I still feel like you shouldn't be able to beat him.
Yep.
Even though his power is stupid, but
once their friendship combined, once their powers combined, their friendship multiplied by 2,000.
Shut your ass.
That's what happens. What do you mean?
He can't eat white magic, so that helps too, I guess.
Friendship multiplies by 1,000.
That's what happens in fairy tale. Natsu's done it many times. I don't know what you're talking about. Natsu's done some amazing things.
Natsu's eating impossible shit.
Friendship.
He ate friendship?
Yes, he does. He eats the friendship. And that allows him to eat anything else.
The fiery friendship.
Alright, rating the chapter. But back to this fairy tale. I think I give chapter 5-10. Alright, he talked with Zeref, told him about the past. Which I guess... I feel like Natsu is not going to believe because he's kind of like Luffy. He's kind of a dumbass or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Also, Natsu, you don't think Natsu believes that he's Zeref's brother?
I feel like he's gonna think that a lot of it is bullshit. Like, yeah, whatever. Where his buddy's talking beat his ass. So I kind of feel like he's just gonna think that he was hallucinating the whole time, and all the shit that actually happened is not real until he sees the truth.
Or he just don't care. I don't care. My family is fairy tale now.
Yeah, or that too. But I feel like he's definitely going to take the wrong response to that. So it doesn't really seem like much is going to progress it in terms of that happening. So
unless he starts talking to N.
I mean, is N like a person?
Well,
they keep saying it's a thing.
So that basically at the very end of chapter 5-10, we had Sting talking to Natsu. He said, "All right, I'm gonna show you the true thing that's inside of you right now."
Sting.
Yeah.
Sting said that to Natsu.
Inside his head. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the actual Sting. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of hype that you can get from that, just so you can just because you kind of get thirsty to see what it could possibly be.
Yeah.
I'm kind of thinking that it might be like some Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time type of shit, where it's like a dark Natsu or whatever, or it's something that looks just like Natsu, but it's a dark version of him or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I was thinking it'd be like, so when Gray's father was there, basically he had the thing that killed Ol inside of him, because he could because didn't he turn into it at some point? I thought he did, because I thought his demon was the one who killed whatever, and he just had a human form that looked like Gray's dad. like when they were fighting every single like all the Book of N guys, each one of them was a demon, and Silver was the demon who killed like they got frozen and shit.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. So like, didn't at some point in that fight or whatever he like actually turned into that thing?
I don't remember.
When Gray was fighting his dad?
Yeah, I thought
Gray turned
maybe
into the thing?
No, not Gray. His dad turned into that thing. Cause like the whole thing was like, if you kill him, then you kill that like demon or whatever. So regardless if he came out or not, I just felt like it's like that. Like it was some demon. It's like sealed inside of him or whatever. We just gonna see like this demonic figure that may look like. So I was thinking like if it was Silver's case, it's like he probably never talked to him, but in his head, like if he became like a good person and learned to use that power for good, he probably would have had a conversation with that demon inside of him and figure out how to like work together and like use the power in that way. I just feel like Natsu's thing is going to be very similar to those last set of people that they just fought. Like how they were like demon but people at the same time. I feel like it's just somehow going to be similar to that. That's the way I'm like thinking about it.
It could also be some Naruto type shit.
Yeah,
where it's just this giant object sitting up in there and it's going to try to
in
attack
a
him or whatever. Yeah, it's going to try to attack him. Like,
Ninetales was intimidated back in the day.
Though, turned him into a bitch.
No, when he was in that cage, bro, I was legit.
Yeah,
like, yo, that nigga is
turned him
big
into
as
a bitch.
fuck. Like he was
the real nigga. Like he was terrifying.
Oh, yeah, he was gonna shit out.
And just a quick note, we tweaked on the Naruto rating. We should have put Kabuto in that bitch. Top 5.
Why?
Cause I rewatched the fight with him.
I told you. I told you Kabuto should have been up there.
Kabuto, he's actually he's I think he's stronger than both Sasuke and Itachi.
I told you. What?
No, because Itachi couldn't beat him without Sasuke.
I haven't put it out, so
what?
No, I'm telling you.
No, Itachi hit him with that one jutsu and it fucked him up.
No, because like the only reason he did it is because Sasuke had to buy time for that. If like Itachi was alive, was in like Edo Tensei, they both would have got him up.
You said if Itachi was alive?
Yeah, if he was like an actual person, they both would about to get murdered. I'm telling you, I rewatched it.
Why? Wouldn't he have been even stronger if he was alive?
No.
Yo, this fairy tale.
If you're in a
decent as hell minus, my bad. You guys brought this in.
I knew it.
I
knew it.
Decent as hell minus.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Had to talk about this nigga.
I was like, as soon as he said Kabuto, I'm like, he's about to subtract his rating.
Right when I'm trying to put respect on this fairy tale chapter here, dude. Y'all just gotta bring it up at the end. And you talk about putting respect on his name? I should go to decent shit from that shit, but it's a decent as hell minus, man. God damn. But yeah, no, I never put that out yet, so.
I was thinking like, yeah, he is stronger than y'all think, but I was like, I hate him, so I'm not gonna say shit.
Yeah. I don't even rewatch it because like I feel like niggas was putting Itachi up too much, so I had to find like some proof just to find like this nigga can't be that strong.
He actively looked to put.
No, like I really didn't get it. I don't get why niggas think Itachi is so strong.
But why do you look at Sasuke and feel that way? Like that's why I be so confused.
No, I'm saying Sasuke at the end of the series. Of course he is. He's the third strongest nigga besides Naruto and
but I feel like when we've had like Naruto conversations like during this stuff was happening, like while Sasuke was growing, it was still like the same belief of like Sasuke is like one of the strongest niggas. Like,
yeah.
But that was before any respect.
No, let me say, Itachi's also one of the strongest niggas. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying he's not one of the strongest niggas. Like they in the data book, they put him on the same level as Jiraiya.
Fuck the data book, bro. He's stronger than Jiraiya.
But anyways, yeah, just let's finish this fairy tale break.
Right. Right. So just because that there are many theories that can be thrown with this Natsu meeting his inner demon type of situation, whether it's something like Legend of Zelda or if it's something like Naruto or hell, anything that can be happening, an inner battle that he actually has to fight him or whatever. I'm thinking that's something that gives you at least a little bit of hype to. So I think I'm gonna give it a decent as hell minus with that. And with 5'11", so I like the idea that he was able to eat Rakeid's attacks or whatever, just because it makes sense. He's throwing light attacks, he should be able to eat that. And it was a nice little refresher because I had low key forgotten that they could eat certain attacks or whatever. So I was like, oh shit, that's right, they can eat attacks or whatever. So that was a decent little refresher for that. but I was not a fan that they.
That
I was not a fan at all that it made it seem like he was going to be able to kind of give Rakeid some go when he was fighting him over. I was like, nah, bro. He shouldn't be able to. He shouldn't be able to attack this dude.
I mean, hand to hand.
They did a matchup thing, and that was it.
He was still giving them like. I still feel like Rakeid, at least in that hand to hand combat section, like Rakeid beat his ass.
I mean, I don't even think
he put that whole cross in his ass.
Yeah, but I don't think
he was serious.
No, but I feel like when Sting attacked him, like for example, Sting ate the white shit, right? Yeah. And then he appeared in Rakeid's face, and Rakeid was like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, yeah, I'm with that holy nose.
I'm thinking like, hold on, Rakeid is supposed to be like one of the most powerful motherfuckers in this world. Bad. How was somebody as simple as Sting gonna be able to surprise him?
They were trying to put respect on Sting's name.
Is Rakeid stronger than the old dude and the Erza girl? Is he stronger?
Who? August?
Yeah, is he stronger than August?
Hell no.
So Rakeid isn't?
Hell no.
I mean, do we know that?
Nah, bro, he ain't strong. He ain't strong enough.
I feel like it's rough. It's hard.
If he's Zeref's son,
he's
he
up
gotta
there.
be.
He's up there.
The fact that he's Zeref's son, you gotta put like some points.
I feel like August and Eileen are stronger than Zeref too.
Oh, stronger than Zeref?
Yes, they can't kill him, but they're stronger than him.
I've thought about it and heard it before actually.
See, I guess that's just the way I think about things.
You know, like, I mean, I don't think they'd follow him if he wasn't strong.
Yeah,
or at least as strong as them. But then, like, we haven't seen Zeref do anything.
Eileen definitely want to fuck one.
We ain't see.
But to me, it's
ain't
like,
seen Zeref do shit. He ain't really.
Zeref was probably like, just very manipulative.
I don't know, because I feel like Zeref of all people
and he got the thing,
has
like,
a master of any magic. That's my thing.
And he got that thing where like the black thing, the smoke just comes off of him and kills anything. Remember?
Yeah.
He got that shit.
I just feel like he has a mastery of magic. Like, I don't think he has like a real affinity like the other mages do. I feel like he might be because he's been in the world before this power structure has been established.
He
understands some shit. That,
he's like a stronger version of Orochimaru because he's basically a magic scientist. He experiments with all of these different types of magic.
I used to think Zeref was the Aknologia Dragon Slayer. I used to think that.
I thought that too. I thought he was a Dragon Slayer.
Yeah, they kind of get off the impression.
That would have been raw as fuck. But no.
But then Rogue took the darkness part because he would have fit well for a dark one. Yeah. Rogue did that. Man. But on that Digimon shit.
That was Dragon City.
But going back to the Raiden part, I was still disappointed. that they tried to put up a lot of hype for Sting going against Rakeid though, because he should not have been able to give him any go when he ran up and attacked him. I feel like Rakeid should have just put up his hand like, nah, bro, stop playing. And then he would have just smacked him around a couple times.
I feel like it's worse now. They gonna have him actually beating Rakeid now.
And then you also got to think about the fact
that's the thing that seems stupid. Like
you got to think about the fact that Sting came up in that bitch weak as hell already. It wasn't even like he came in there fresh. He was like, when they showed him, he was like running from something. He was like, oh shit, like I'm tired. I'm so glad I got out of that bullshit. And then you just showed up and fought like one of the.
And to be honest, this new Sting, I don't even think he can beat like Natsu and Gajeel and stuff. I still think he's weaker.
Of course not. Of course, well, he's always going to be weaker than them.
So I'm like, he shouldn't be able to. They gonna pull some matches.
Maybe not Gajeel. I mean, maybe you can surpass Gajeel, but
I still don't think so.
Nah, bro.
I mean, I don't know the way they
made sure throwing that shit, bro. They looked up to them niggas.
That is true, yeah.
They made sure throwing that shit.
The way they sunning them that nigga right now, I don't know.
Exactly. So I mean, it was kind of. I found it kind of funny when they threw that hunger shit up in there. Well, I feel like it was a bit of respect toward Mitsutoshi, the author of Toriko. For those who probably don't read it, I feel like he was throwing a bit of respect toward the Toriko series.
To me, it was more that eating part. I was like, okay, I guess I could see how this would be like a shot at Toriko.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but I feel like it would have happened regardless. You know?
What do you mean?
I feel like the hunger thing was going to happen anyway, because he's talking about the three things people like need, I guess. So.
Yeah, but he didn't talk about that until this latest chapter.
So if Toriko was an ending, you don't think he would have brought it up?
I don't think so.
It did seem kind of tossed in there.
I feel like he was planning on this because he knew that Toriko was ending or whatever. Because we've known for like 2 or 3 weeks before Toriko ended that it
which
was
also
ending.
means he was doing like. And then
so
the way you're saying it makes more sense because it's like
the authors may have known like months ago.
He wants to do it after the shit ended. Like Oda technically did it at the same time or after it ended because they come out on the same day. So it would have been weird if he did it like in 510 because 510 is like technically before you know it's over.
Yeah.
Because that comes out first. So I see what you're saying. I mean, I could buy it. I would add to it because other than him, Oda and the guy who wrote Gintama were the only 3 people who put respect on Toriko's name.
Exactly.
In the author comments, I mean, he shouted him out in the author's comments. Oda shouted him out in the author's comments.
For like the last chapter?
Yeah, for the last chapter. No one else said shit about it.
We really saw the other comments.
It always come out on.
Oh yeah, I always read the comments right after I read the chapter.
I didn't see the comments.
That's right. It's always there. Like, your phone is up. Or yeah.
So
It's
with
there.
them,
Only 2 people shouted him out.
so with them throwing respect at Toriko, with
yeah.
and with the little bit of comedy about Fro just standing there looking creepy as hell, even though he had this whole little damn, I wanted to call it a jutsu. After he had this whole little spell put onto him or whatever, and he was just standing there saying, "Yeah, I'm waiting on my boy before he eats." And then the quick reminder that we get that they're able to eat attacks and then get like a little strength boost from him. Yeah. That was a nice little refresher. But subtracting points because of, once again, that Sting versus Rakeid, he shouldn't be able to match him at all. And then Rogue coming out of fucking nowhere, complete ass pull. Come on, man, complete. Yeah, eat me, bro. All right, I mean another Toriko. Another Toriko reference, I guess.
Put a Neo on the ass.
Yeah, but
oh shit! Fuck! I'm mad now because now I'm like, there's got to get a decent shit now. Because like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, low key, Mess might be the most crucial person in this fucking story right now.
You hate Mess as much as you
his
hate
memory power though. Like he might be the one that gives Natsu back memories. He might be the one that makes that chick real. That little fake
by making Mavis forget.
By making Mavis forget. He's teleporting niggas everywhere. Like,
do you realize Max is the Kabuto of Fairy Tail?
Do you hate him as much as you hate Kabuto?
He's up there.
Or are you getting it? Is he getting it?
Yo, I'll make that a separate discussion.
I'm trying to get up there. Once he stabbed the girl, like once he stabbed
he did jump there. He did jump up there, low key. Yeah, we're gonna make another discussion on the top 5 characters we hate the most.
Yeah. But one thing though, like I just saw. Oh, you finished?
Let me just do the rating real quick. So overall, because
I told you Fairy Tail's the new Toriko right now. He's talking
10 minutes. I'm like, God damn, you didn't rate the shit yet.
He said I gotta pick another one of these bitches to get into. Fairy Tail, here we come, nigga.
So based on all of that, I think I give the chapter a decent. Yeah, I give it a decent, just because of all the pros and cons that we have.
Right. What you want to say?
Oh no, I'm just saying it kind of pissed me off that nobody like said shit about Toriko in the comments. I just read it. That shit kind of like.
I'm telling you, I'm like,
that shit petty as hell.
No respect.
Like that shit
that
petty
shit
as
was
hell.
Good. I know y'all bitches was reading that shit.
Yeah, that shit
like,
petty as hell.
Come on, man.
You could you should say like you don't even gotta like read the shit, but you know you're off in your fucking book. Like say congrats or something. Like god damn, no respect on his name.
That's what I'm saying. Because at least with Naruto ended, everybody put respect on his name. When that other one but I understand
with the unibrow, everybody put respect
on his name. Like at least you could at least put. Even when Bleach ended, niggas put respect on his name. Yeah. So like,
with that
and that was a horrible.
I get they the big three. I get they the big three. So I mean, you know, when One Piece ended, like.
Oh hell yeah!
It's a wrap. Everybody gonna bow down.
They gonna be crying. They'll just leave all the comments blank, like just to put respect on it.
They gonna blatantly.
I feel like every other manga that week gonna take a break just to show respect, or they gonna like do some side story to show respect to One Piece.
One Piece about to be the grandfather, man. He about to see so much shit going. But that's why I fuck with Oda, because Oda's like at this point he's like the granddaddy right now.
Yeah, see some shit like mangas came and go. Like
that's why I fuck with him, because he at least doing what an elder should do. Like he's putting respect on like, okay, like I understand that you got cancer on some bullshit, but at least let me like let you know that you put out good work. Period.
Exactly.
Like,
I mean, if you think about it, this motherfucker was making work for 8.5 years, man.
That's why I was like, that's majesty. 8.5 years of talking. I was like, boy, I didn't even think it was 8.5. Bro.
Right?
I was like 8.5, really? Shit. Well, yeah. Oh man. Speaking of Oda,
the thing is, like, in the Oda and the Gintama guys' comments, they were small too. They weren't one of the big comments either. That shit.
And that shit was some new manga that was the big comic, which I was like, come get the fuck out of here with that shit. And I was like, you're supposed to be Toriko's replacement.
Did Bleach some dirty too though? Like, when Bleach ended, I don't think Bleach got the cover.
You didn't get the cover?
I don't think so.
Wow.
So they ain't showing respect to none of these old joints. They like, fuck the old niggas. We about this new.
I'm telling you, on that little base, they pulled a little Yachi on that ass. They talking about that.
So what is their new thing?
Tupac and Biggie overrated.
What is their new like?
That's playing.
That's a new one, man.
I just read it today. Yeah, there you go. Demon's Plan. I just read it today.
What is that?
Is it good?
It's not going to be a Toriko replacement, but it was. I'll read the next chapter for sure.
It's only 3
can't
chapters.
replace Toriko right now. It's only one. It's the first chapter came out.
How do you gonna like put some shit like?
That's why I was funny because it was just like boom, like right after Toriko, and then boom, that's playing chapter 1. I said, damn, son, replacing them already.
They even do like a what's it called?
Somebody must have been paying some money, dude.
I'm telling you.
I mean, put my boy on.
I guess they're trying to push shit like Boku no Hero. I guess they're trying to push
because right now the new ones that I've read is Boku no Hero, Red Sprite, The Promised Neverland, and I guess Black Clover, but I don't know if Black Clover comes out in Shonen Jump. So, but those are like the new generation of stuff that I've heard of, and then like at least 2 or 3 of them have like a good amount of buzz behind
Which one is?
And maybe 7 Deadly Sins you can count too. I would say Black Clover is probably the best. Yeah. I would think so. I'm about to start. I have to find a couple of more shits to bench because now that Christmas break and Thanksgiving break is coming up, it's not gonna come up on here. You have to go to like one of the other sites. Yo, thanks for listening to the video. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment to keep the discussion going. Take a look at some of our other chapter reviews while you're at it, or take a listen to the podcast, the Decent Podcast, where we do chapter reviews, interviews, and more, so make sure you check that out. Links to all of our social media will be in the description box below, but in the meantime, I'm hungry as heck. I'm out of here. Peace.
Still tippy-toeing, old school cat at doing, country boy and way too hot in here. Shit, I've been hot for years. Swimming through the trenches, roaches in your kitchen, peeking out the window, doing dishes. Who that is, they look suspicious. Cutting